this form.xml which you see here, it's like a dependency. I mean, you can do a lot of things in this form.xml, okay? Um, so one thing we can do is here we can add dependencies. Like let's say if you want to, you have to firstly you have to write dependencies tag, okay? And once you write the dependencies tag, you can list all your dependencies, whatever you need, whatever Java library that you want to get it from the Maven repository, you can keep it here, okay? And once you click save, it will download here. I mean, you will see right now you're not seeing the folder called Maven dependencies, but yeah, when you add some dependency here and when you click save, you will see one folder called Maven dependencies, okay?
Okay.
So it will download from the internet and it will keep it inside Maven dependencies folder. Okay. Now I have copied that Selenium one. I have pasted it here. Okay. Now you see when I click save, it's building here. Okay. You can see it's downloading actually. It's trying to download the things. Okay. You see? Did you see this? Maven
Yeah,
dependencies.
maybe. Hmm.
It got download. It here you can see it downloaded all the jar files. Okay. These jar files are nothing but like they will have all the code inside it. Okay. You can example you can see the Selenium API. Here we have lot of code, lot of packages, lot of codes. Okay, do you see this? We have
Yeah.
lots of code. We'll be using all these codes and we'll be getting our job done. Okay, and like if you want to click something, we'll be importing. I mean, we'll be importing some few things from Selenium and we'll be clicking or doing whatever web operation we want to perform. Okay,
Yeah.
now what?
The test automation on the left pane, that is the project, right? That is the project. While creating that, you gave the group ID and
Yes, yes, yeah, yeah. Group
okay.
ID I have given it as com.selenium and test automation is the project. Artifact ID is nothing but project name. Test automation is the project name. Okay.
Okay.
You'll have all that information here. Okay.
Yeah.
Group ID, artifact
So
ID, and what.
yeah. So right now we have added a Selenium dependency. So what other dependencies? Like a couple of examples.
We also need like test ng. Okay. Test ng is
Oh,
like
test engine. Okay.
test ng will help you in doing the jobs easier. Okay. If you don't use test ng, you have to write everything in the main method, Java main method. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
In Java, we have main method. Okay. So like execution starts from the main method in Java. Okay. So we have to write everything in the main method, which is not really suggested. But if you use testng, it will simplify lots of things. I mean, this will make your testing easy. This will make your
Okay.
test easy. Okay.
So
Let's
this
see
test
how.
ng, JUnit, NUnit, they're all frameworks.
Yeah, they are like testing frameworks. All are, I mean, concept is same in all the languages, but they literally help you a lot in writing the code. Okay. But test, I mean, let's say you have written some code. If you want to run that code, it will really help you a lot. Okay. Let's
Okay.
say you have written example, you have written um, 10 files. Okay. You want to run all those 10 files. If you use traditional Java, I mean, if you use only plain Java without this testing tools like TestNG or NUnit is for C sharp, okay? TestNG or JUnit is for Java, okay? So when you use this without you use this one and with if you try to execute all those 10 classes, it's not that easy. But if you use this TestNG, it's pretty easy. What this TestNG will do is it will ask you to keep all those 10 classes in XML file and it will help us in running that XML file. We can just run that XML file with all those 10 classes listed. Okay, that simple it is. Okay, we'll see all those things. But yeah, I'm just letting you know for now. It will really help you a lot in like in writing your in testing our code. Okay.
Okay.
Now the first step is after we create the project. See, and also you need to familiar with the some people will ask like what is Maven structure. So you have to say like src main Java, src main resources, src test Java, src test resource. This is the Maven folder structure, okay? And
Okay.
in main resources, we'll be keeping all our resources like let's say Excel files, properties, I mean, some text files, okay, some YAML files. You can keep some resources basically here. Same applies for the test as well, okay? Here you will be keeping the test resources, here you will be keeping the main resources, okay? We won't be making use of these things. We generally will be making use of src test Java folder and src test resources, okay?
Okay.
Now let's right click, new, other, package. Let's create one package, okay? Next. And here we have to create some package. Let's say I'm saying com dot selenium dot test. Okay. Packages are nothing but folders only. Okay. Packages are nothing but folders only. This is com is one folder here. Sorry. Com is one folder here. Selenium is one folder here. Test is also one folder. All are folders only. Okay. Packages are nothing but folders only. But with the help of packages, we can organize our code better. Okay. Let's say if you want to create few more packages. Okay. So you can do the same thing. New, other, and you'll be having package here. You'll be clicking next, and you have to say com dot selenium dot page objects. Okay. I'm creating one more package called page objects. So now we have this page objects and test folder inside Selenium folder. Okay. If you observe this folder structure, if you go to show System Explorer, yeah, you see inside Selenium folder, we have this page objects folder and test folder. Packages will help us in organizing the folders. That's all, nothing more than that. Okay. Hello, Sunita, you there?
Yes.
Yeah. So packages will help us in organizing our code better. Okay. That's the only thing.
Okay.
Okay. And what is Maven folder structure? SRC main Java, SRC main resources, SRC test Java, SRC test resources. This is the Maven folder structure, okay? You should not
Okay.
delete this SRC folder, okay, which you see here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you should not delete it, okay? And this target
Okay.
folder, even you delete, it will generate. Whenever you run something, it will generate this target folder.
Okay.
There is no problem of deleting this target folder, okay? And
Okay.
this is our Java version. If you want to change the Java version, you can right click and you can go to properties. Right now it's pointing to some SRC, say some, it is showing 1.5, but it's actually pointing to 11 or something. Okay. Java S11. If you want to change, you can just click something and you can change your Java version accordingly here. Okay.
Okay.
Now I want to update it to like, let's say, actually it's showing like 10.9.8, but they're all pointing to Java SE11 only because I have 11 installed, Java 11 installed, so it's pointing to Java 11 only, okay? So I don't need to do any change, okay? Right.
Okay.
Workspace, yeah. Okay, we have this Java 11 plan close. That's all. That's how you change the Java version, okay? I have to just right click properties and you can change the Java version. In case if your Java version is pointing to some old version, you have to change it like this, okay? And by the way, you need to one more thing is Java Selenium supports minimum Java version 11. Okay, what is the
Okay.
Java Selenium supports minimum version 11?
Okay.
Remember Java 11. Okay, now let's create our first class. So Java works like fully with classes and all classes, packages, interfaces, enums. I mean, it works like this, okay? And Sunita, one more thing. Do you have programming experience? I mean, little knowledge,
No.
not even little knowledge.
I mean, yeah, very little knowledge. I haven't worked on any programming, coding.
Okay, okay. So do you want me to cover this Java learning or like you
This
want
I
me
can understand.
you want me to focus more on like Selenium? How you want how you want it to
Um,
go?
If you're writing like the scripts, you can explain me what it does.
Oh, okay,
Um,
okay, okay,
yeah.
okay, okay. I mean, so far you're clear, right? What we did?
Yes.
Okay, okay. Now, what we are going to do is we are going to create one class. Okay, Java works fully with in Java. Everything works in the form of classes only. Okay, there's nothing else you will be creating. It all like it. It's all like you have to create the packages and you have to create the classes. Okay, that's how it works. Okay,
Okay.
so we can write code only in the classes. No more. No, I mean nowhere else we can write the code in Java. Okay, so now I'm
Hmm.
going to create one class. I have selected the class and you have to firstly, you have to right click the folder which you want to, in which you want to create the class. Okay. So in this case, I have right clicked on this test folder, and then I said
Okay.
new. Then I said this class, and I click next, and I'll be giving some sample tests. Okay.
Okay.
This is my file name. Okay. Java file name start with capital letter. If you give small here, do you see it is saying type name is discouraged? Usually
Hmm.
start with an uppercase
So
letter.
it's a case sensitive. Okay.
No, 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 no. It's not case sensitive. It's like you have to start the Java class
It's a
name.
naming convention kind of. Okay.
Yeah, you have to start with capital letter. Okay, I have named it as capital. Okay, and subsequent letter should be capital again.
Okay.
It it's just like standard. It's easy to understand. If I write like this, it's not that readable. Okay, but if I make it subsequent word capital, you see it's readable. Okay, now let me finish it. Now let's start with the plain. I mean, let's try to run our scripts using plain Java. Then we will use the test ng.
So
So
as
the
soon as you added that the
as
sample
soon as,
test, the
yeah,
package populated, right?
as soon as I click on the finish button,
Mm-hmm.
it this was shown. This yeah, this was shown.
Okay.
Okay. See, this will be auto added because we have selected the package and we have created the class, right? So it will be added automatically. Okay.
Okay.
This line package, you cannot write any statement before package.
Mm-hmm.
Package name should be the first. Okay. You cannot write anything before the package here. You cannot write any code basically. You have to
Okay.
write all your code after the package only. Okay, clear?
Yeah.
And and let's write our code. So I'm going to write one main method. I will say main. Yeah, I have written my main method. Shortcut is like you can say main and you can say control space bar so that you will get like this suggestion. You just need to double click on it. Okay.
Okay.
Now, um, let's write our code. So firstly, we have to understand different classes we have in Selenium. Okay. We have like if you want to automate in Chrome, we have Chrome driver. Okay, for Chrome. Okay, for Firefox, we have Firefox driver class. Okay, and for Selenium supports lots of browsers. Okay, it supports Safari as well. For Safari, we have Safari driver. Okay, and we have Edge driver too for Edge browser automation.
Okay.
Likewise, it also supports Opera too, I guess. I remember, I guess it also supports Opera browser too. Okay. But yeah, these four are like most used. Okay. You know, right? These when we do
Mm-hmm.
manual test as well, we use these only all the time. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
So we have these classes in Selenium, and using these classes, we can open the respective browser and we can automate something. Okay. Now
Okay.
let's say if I want to perform some automation on Chrome driver, so I have to create the object. Okay, in Java, everything works. I mean, if you, let's say this is one class, sample test is one class. Okay, and here I have created some methods like public void test one. Okay. Oh, sorry, one second. Yeah. Now let me create few more methods. test2. Okay. So if I want to access the functionality of test1 or test2, okay.
Hmm.
So if I want to access the functionality of this, let me create one more class quickly so that you will get to test. I given just some test, okay. Now assume like the sample test is one class where you have some functionalities like test1, test2, okay. You
Hmm.
want to access the functionalities of this class system dot out print. Let me add one println statement here. Hello, one, and every Java statement ends with semicolon.
Hmm.
No, two. Okay. Now assume like you want to access the functionalities of test1 and test2. Okay, in this file. Okay. Now what you'll be doing is, um, of course, firstly you have to create the main method and you'll be creating an object for the sample test. How do you create the object in Java is you have to give the class name, okay, then some variable, okay, equals new class name, okay. This is the syntax, okay. Now, what is the class name? Sample test is the class name here. You can see sample test is the class name, okay. Now I have to write sample test, then some variable. Well, you can give any variable, okay. I'm giving sample equals new sample test, okay.
Okay.
Now Now, let me delete the syntax. Now, using this variable, I can call all the methods, all the variables. If I have declared any variable, I can call all those things using this particular variable. Okay. Using this particular sample variable. Okay. Let me print something here. I will say sample dot. You can see test1. I call this test1 method here.
Okay.
So this is how you can call all your methods basically. Okay. I will call example dot test2. May remove the system error. So this is how you can call all the methods, and if you have any variables, okay, or in that class, you can do like this. Everything works like this. Okay, you have to create the object for the class, and you have to access the functionalities of that class. Clear?
Yeah.
Now I will right click run Java application so that I will be seeing my output. Okay, I'm getting this
Okay.
out. So same thing. The reason why I explain you this is in Selenium we have one class called Chrome driver. Okay, so if I want to access the functionalities, I have to firstly create the check for the Chrome driver. Okay, so I'll be saying Chrome driver. Chrome is equal to new Chrome driver because I have to create the object. Then only I can access the functionalities of Chrome driver, right?
Yeah.
So I let me import this one. You have to hover on it. It has to come from org.openq.selenium. Okay, it has to come from this package. Okay.
Okay.
Now, if I say Chrome dot, you see I get lots of methods that I have created in that class.
Hmm.
Okay. Now, if you want to go to some website, you have to use get method. Okay. And you have to give the URL https colon www dot instagram.com. Okay. If you want to maximize the window, let's run it firstly. Right click, run as Java application. Okay. You see my Chrome browser is opening here at the left side. Do you see that?
Hmm. Okay.
And moving to Instagram.com. Okay. Here, if you observe, um, it was not launched in maximize mode. Do you see that? Isn't it?
Hmm. Yeah.
You want to maximize the browser. In We have one method called maximize window. Okay. I mean, you have to write like this: Chrome dot manage. You can name this any variable. Okay. However you're comfortable, you can name it. Okay.
Hmm.
I'm
Okay.
comfortable with driver variable. So let me, I mean, this is most frequently used one. by everyone. So if you want to maximize the browser, you have to say driver dot manage dot window dot maximize. Okay, you're saying Chrome driver to window maximize basically. Okay, that's how you
Okay.
can maximize the window. Okay, let's say if you want to set the full screen, driver dot manage dot window dot set full screen. We have one method called full screen. If you do full screen, there's a difference between full screen and maximize, isn't it? If I do like this is called full screen. Now I cannot access my taskbar and all. Okay, but
Okay.
this is nothing but maximize view.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Okay.
will show both views. Let me comment this one. Now let me right click and run it. So for everything is clear, right?
Yes. Here the driver is the object, right?
Yeah. Driver is the
Okay.
object. Using that
Of
object
class
only,
Chrome driver.
yeah. Using that object only, you can call every method of that
Okay.
one. Now you see it went to the Instagram.com and it maximized. Do you see that? This
Yeah.
time
Okay.
this time it exactly fit the browser. Now let me quit it quickly. Now let me comment this one and let me uncomment this one. Okay. Now it will full screen the browser. Now you can see this time it will full screen it. It went to that particular site and it will. Do you see that it full? You can see the
Yeah.
difference, right, between the full screen and maximize.
Yeah. Okay.
Escape. Okay. So this is how you can maximize your windows. Okay, clear?
Okay. Yeah.
Now let's say you want to go and enter something in the username. Okay. So what is your scenario? You want to go and enter some uh, username in the username input. Okay, in
Hmm.
Instagram. So for that one, we have to follow. I mean, firstly, we have to go to this Instagram site. And then sorry, you have to get the locator for this one. Okay, so
Okay.
locator means nothing but address of the element. One second. Okay, my bad. Okay, locator means nothing but okay, locator means nothing but address of the element. Okay,
Hmm.
so how we write the address of the element? If you are a beginner, if you don't know how to get an address of the element, the easiest thing is you can use some extensions. Okay, we have some extensions called selectors hub. Okay, you can use the selectors hub. The selectors hub will simplify. I mean, you have Chrome extension. Basically, you have to install it. It will help you as a beginner. Okay,
Okay.
can install that extension selectors hub for Chrome, and you just need to add it to Chrome. Okay, why it's taking time? Okay, it's taking a little time. Yeah, now I will be clicking add to Chrome. Click on add extension.
Hmm.
Okay, now you can see it got added. Okay, I guess it got added. Uh, check my links. Okay, this is one. Yeah, this one. Do you know this? Do you know this extension? Check my
No.
links. I mean, let's say when you're doing manual testing, okay, you want to find the broken links, you can use this check my links. I mean, you can use the extension, and when you click, like it's like it will help you in finding all the broken links in your website. Okay, you can give
Okay.
it a try. Okay, we are talking about this extension, right? Selector sub. So the selector sub will help you out in writing the locators. Okay,
Okay.
Now, let me, there is this extensions. File new window. Okay, yeah, I see here. Sorry. Yeah. So you have to click on this extensions icon and you have to pin this firstly. Okay.
Okay.
It doesn't matter you pin it or not. So my bad. Yeah. So once you install the extension, you have to. Do you see this option? Select a sub now.
Uh-huh.
And when you right click, so you can
Okay.
copy this relative XPath, and you can go and use it in your code. That's simple. It.
Oh, so okay, whatever locator you want, you just copy
Yeah.
that and put it here.
Uh, I don't suggest to use any other thing other than XPath because then some um it won't be that good actually.
It won't be unique, you're saying. Ex.
Yeah, I mean, other than that XPath, I don't think so. Other you will get good ones. That's what my
Okay.
if you for XPath it will work somewhat better. My bad. I don't know why it's not getting copied. I'm doing right click. Maybe this is bug. Might be copy relative XPath. Let me paste it here. Oh, it's not getting copied. Oh, sadly, it's not getting copied. I don't know why. You can try it out. It used to.
Okay.
Maybe there's some bug, I guess. Let's try to find the locator manually this time. That's fine. For some reason, it's not getting copied. I'm trying it, but it's not getting copied. Now, firstly, you have to use this inspector. Okay, this one. You
Mm-hmm.
see this arrow? You have to use. You have to click that one, and you have to inspect the one which you want to automate. Okay. Now I want to automate this one. This input. Now you can see here. You can look at the HTML here. We have lots of properties here. Okay, lots of properties you can see here. Like we have area label. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
see this the input is a tag name here. Okay,
Yeah.
span is a tag, label is a tag, div is a tag.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the ones which you see here, these are all tags. Inside this tag, we have area label attribute and its value is this one. We
Okay.
have area required attribute and its value is true. Auto
Okay.
capitalize attribute and likewise we have couple of key value pairs you can see here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, using this key value pairs we have to write our locator. Okay, now in
Okay.
this case we have name, right? So in selenium if you have name, if you see this name attribute inside any tag,
Mm-hmm.
you can simply go to here and you can say by dot name. Okay, and you can say you have to give the value of the name property. Okay, what is the
Okay.
value of the name property here? Username. Do you
Okay.
see it?
Yeah.
Do you see this? So you have to say driver, I mean, you're saying like Chrome driver, go and find the element with name, username, and whatever operation you want to perform. Let's say in this case, we want to enter something, right? So you have to use send keys method. If you want to enter some input to the input fields, you have to use the send keys. Okay. I will
Okay.
write like test and something. I will write like this. Okay.
Okay.
My username. Now again, I will say driver, go and find the element with by dot name. Let's try to find the password as well. Okay. Click on this arrow, click on the password field. You can see the properties here. We have here also we have name attribute. Do you see this?
Yeah.
Name is password. So we can use by dot name again. And we can say password. We have to give the value of the name and we have to say dot send keys. Okay.
Okay.
You can send some password. And then you have to, what is the next step? You have to click the login button, right? That's what the next step. So let's inspect the login button. I'm clicking this login button and sometimes it will show like this. You have to expand it if you don't see proper key value pairs. Here you
Mm-hmm.
see this class got all these things, but you cannot really use it because this is very dynamic. By the way you look at, it's clear, right? It's very dynamic. Do you see
Mm-hmm.
all the dynamic things? You have to expand it and you can see inside this div tag, we have button tag. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And here also we have this class as dynamic. I mean, you have to, with experience, you will get to know whether it is dynamic or not. Okay, when you refresh this will be changing. Okay, that's how
Okay.
it's dynamic. Okay, and You see inside this button, we have this login text.
Mm-hmm.
So how I write the I mean, in this case, I don't have really some good attributes like name or ID like that. Okay, so I
Mm-hmm.
cannot make use of those things. So I have only type attribute here in case of button. If I look at this button, I have this type attribute. If I go for this div, see this entire div tag
Mm-hmm.
pointing to this login only. Okay.
Okay.
So you can use this div or you can use this button or you can use this inside div as well to write the
Okay.
locator. Okay. Now, if you don't see any attributes like ID, name, area label, anything, the easiest way that you can write the XPath is you have to use the text. We have something called text in XPath. So how do you write it?
Okay.
Forward slash forward slash. And what is the tag name? Div is the tag name. Okay. Let me inspect it again. You can see here, what's the tag name here? Here, this one. Div is the tag name. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You have to write div here, forward slash, you have to write the div. Then you have to open close square bracket. Then you have to write text here. Okay. Text method.
Okay.
You have to write like this. Then you have to give the text of the tag. So login is the text, right? So I've given the text, login text. Okay. So this is how you write the locator when you don't have like ID name like that. Okay.
Okay. But here we have type, right? We're not going to use that.
We can use type as well. Okay. If you want to make use of type, but type will be common. Let's say you might have few more buttons like that, login, sign up like that,
Mhm. Okay.
then type
Okay.
will be same. So you cannot really depend on the type because type will be same. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, in this screen, it is only one, so you can definitely make use of it. Okay. So if you want to
Okay.
make use of the type, so I have to change it to button here because the tag name is button right here. You can see
Okay.
button is the
Mm-hmm.
tag name and properties type, right? So I have to write at the rate type here. Okay. At the rate I have to use type. Okay. And what is the value? Submit is the value, right? So I have to use submit. Okay. I got the
We're,
match.
okay.
This is a one of one
We're
match.
using type because that's a key pair, key value pair, right?
Yeah. You have to write like this. Whenever you have some key value pair, you have to write at the rate key equals its value. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
And before you have to write tag name. Tag name is nothing but the starting piece of thing. Like here
Yeah.
div is a tag name, button is a
Mm-hmm.
tag, div is a
Mm-hmm.
tag name like that. Okay.
Okay.
Here label is input is the tag name and label is the tag name, span is the tag name like that. All the HTML tags are tag names. All the
Okay.
HTML. I mean in HTML we have input tag, okay, button tag, span tag, anchor tag. We have lots of tags in HTML, right? Isn't it?
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
Now I'll be copying this locator. I will go to my code. I will say driver, go and find the element with by locator strategy called XPath. Okay, you have to use XPath locator strategy in this case. And you can say you can give your action. In this case, you want to click, right? So you can click it. Okay, clear
Yeah.
so far?
Okay.
Now when I right click and do run as Java application, I guess it might fail maybe because we have not declared the timeout. Okay. So
Okay.
Selenium will if we don't declare timeout, it will think like it should the element should be visible automatically. There's nothing like default timeout, I guess. You see, my it already failed. And it is saying like no such element exception, unable to locate element. Do you see that?
Yeah. So
Because
which
why it's
element?
saying,
Username.
yeah, why it's saying that? Because we haven't declared the timeout. If you don't declare the timeout, Selenium assumes that, I mean, there's no default timeout in Selenium. In case of other automation tool, there's a default timeout like 5 seconds like that for the
Mm-hmm.
element to be visible. But in case of Selenium, we don't have like that. So we have to write our timeouts. So driver dot manage dot timeouts dot implicitly wait. We have to write like this, okay? And we have to write duration dot of seconds. And we have to give like 15 or it's suggested to give not more than 15. Okay. So
So
what we
we
are
are
saying,
giving here. So the load pages first. Yeah, the
no,
page
no,
loads
no.
first.
This timeouts is like what this statement says is, whatever elements I'm trying to automate, like username or password or whatever,
Hmm.
using the driver, each element can be visible within the 15 seconds only. It cannot, if it exceeds uh, more than 15 seconds, we will get again no such element exception.
Okay.
Okay. For each element, our driver going to wait for maximum 15 seconds.
Okay.
Okay. If the element is visible at like fifth or sixth second, it will go to the next element. It is like
Okay.
dynamic, kind of dynamic wait, but not really dynamic wait. Because if the element is not visible, it will wait for all the 15 seconds. But if the element is visible, it will go to the next element. Like in case
Okay.
that the username is visible at fifth second, it will go to the this one password. Now it will start finding password. It will wait for now clock starts again. It will wait for 15 seconds max, and if the password is visible within the 15 seconds, it will perform the operation. Now if the password is visible, then it will go to the next step. It will wait maximum again. Clock starts maximum. It will wait for 15 seconds. If the element is visible before like a third or fourth second, it will do the operation then only. It will go to, it won't, if the element is visible at fourth or fifth second, it won't really wait all the 15 seconds, basically. Okay. As
Okay.
soon as the element is visible, it will go to the next element. You understand what I
Okay.
mean?
Yeah. Mm.
And this is applicable for all the elements. That's what I'm trying to say. Implicit wait is applicable for all the elements. Okay. Now, let's say
Oh,
they are
implicit wait.
saying,
Okay.
let's say this called implicit. We call it as implicit wait. We'll talk about this later. Let's say some elements may take more than 15 seconds. Okay, sometimes, right? Some elements may take more than 15 seconds to load. In those cases, we have to use explicit wait. Okay, explicit.
Okay.
That one we'll talk later. Okay, but yeah, for now, you stick to this. Implicit wait also, I will come to this topic again. Okay.
So where are we adding this implicit wait here? Once the page is there, the
Yeah,
element
once
is
you pay,
also visible, right?
before you find the element,
Okay. Okay.
before you start finding your elements, after you hit the URL, then you can write anywhere, basically. After you hit the URL, you can write anywhere. Just before finding the elements, basically. Okay.
Okay.
You have to write that statement just before the finding the elements. Clear?
Okay.
You see,
Try and now.
enter the
Yeah.
username, it enter the password, click the login, and it is saying it was incorrect. Make sense?
Yes.
Implicit wait you have to declare before, after you hit the URL. Anywhere you can declare after you hit the URL, before you find the elements. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, Now let's say 1 second, my charger is 10%. So let's talk about implicit weight only. I'm not sure if you really understood the implicit weight, but implicit weight, it's like a weight applicable for all the elements. Okay? It's
Mm-hmm.
like a weight applicable for all the elements on the web page. This 15 seconds is applicable for each and every element that you write. Okay? Wherever you're using the driver and wherever you're finding the element, 15 seconds is applicable. Okay? So
Yeah.
when it if you don't use implicit wait, you have to use at least like 10 seconds of implicit wait minimum. Okay,
Okay.
otherwise you will get that no such element exception, because your selenium assumes like element should be visible as soon as it starts the execution, if
Okay.
you don't mention the timeout. Okay,
Okay. Got it.
so how do you write the implicit wait? You have to write driver dot manage dot timeouts dot implicitly wait. Okay, and then you have to say duration of how much duration, 15 seconds. I said like duration dot of seconds, 15 seconds. So you can
Okay.
ask me, "Well, what all the duration is a class actually. Inside that class, we have this off seconds method, and which takes one input, one integer value called, we are passing that integer value here. Okay. We don't need to
Okay.
worry about the logic, but yeah, you can see here, duration is a class here. Inside the duration class, we have off seconds method. So just like
Okay.
to give an example, um, here if you see this sample test, we have this test one method, right? Test two method, right? Let's say I will create one more method called test3. Okay. But
Mm-hmm.
this time I will say static here. Okay. If you have static methods inside your class, you can access the static methods using class name. Okay. I mean, in this case, what is the class name? Sample test is the class name, right? Here,
Mm-hmm.
I can simply say sample test dot method name basically without need of using the object. Sample test dot test sample test. Oh, spelling wrong. Sample test dot test3. Do you see that?
Mm-hmm.
So this is how you can access it. This is simple it is.
Oh, because you test three, you made it
Made
static
it
there.
static.
Okay.
Static. The same thing they also did in the here. If you look at the duration is a class, of seconds is the method, static method they have.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
that's why they said the class name dot method name.
Okay. Okay.
And this method will take one input argument like integer value. So that one we have passed it here. Okay.
Okay.
And
Um.
yeah,
So, what is the difference between you? I mean, why do we use static? What is the advantage of using static
static,
or?
static. I mean, for the advantage of static is it's like little programmatic thing. If you use static, it will you don't need. How can I explain better is for now you just try to remember such a way. If you declare something as static, you don't need to create instance like this to call them. Of course, even you
Oh, you
created
don't
a
need to create an object.
yeah, yes, to call
Okay.
the you can directly use the class name. Okay. But if you don't use static, then those things are binded to the object basically. Okay.
Okay. Uh,
That two things actually. Uh, Instance and static things. Static things are binded to the class. Instance things are binded to the object variable. Okay. So if you want to, I mean, this is all instance things. Like if I don't use static, right? They're called instance things basically. Like this is an instance thing. This is an instance thing. This is an
so they bind
instance.
it to objects. Okay.
Yeah. So you can use objects only to call them. You cannot,
Mm-hmm.
there's no other way to call them. Okay. But
Okay.
in case of static one, you can call them using simply class and they're bounded to class, right? So you can use the class name and you can call it.
Yeah.
Clear?
Can you go to sample test?
Yeah.
This is sample. Oh,
Yeah. This is sample test. And we are calling this test1, test2, test3 and this variable inside test class. Okay. This is the test class.
okay. Go to the sample test once again.
Okay.
So here we have.
Static things you can call using class name. Without static things,
Yeah.
you need to use the object. You have to create the
Okay.
object
Okay. No, I was
ourselves.
looking at the methods test one, test two. They are public, so you can call them anywhere.
Yeah, if they are public, yeah, like we have access specifiers. If it is public, you can call them anywhere. If it is private, then you cannot access it inside other class because private means it's visible only in this class. I mean, let's say if I want
Yeah.
to call test one, uh, here yeah, I can call it. I don't have any problem. Okay, but I cannot call this test one inside test. You see, it is giving error here. Do you see that?
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. That.
If you don't give the if you don't give any access specifier here, by default it will be package scope. Package scope in the sense it will be visible inside this package basically to all the classes inside this package.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Okay. How many ever classes you create, test create, you
Yeah.
can use them.
Inside that classes you can access that test one, but you cannot access inside page object classes. Let's say you create some class in the page objects, you cannot access this one because it is package scoped. It's visible
Okay.
only inside this test package. You cannot access inside page objects. Clear?
Yeah.
Likewise, we have public, we have covered public, I mean, public, when you say public, it can be accessed in any package basically. And if you say private, it is accessible only inside the class. If you say, and there's one more we just discussed, right? Like package level scope. Okay. And
Yeah.
three scopes we discussed just now. Likewise, I guess, um, yeah, these are the main scopes we use, okay, mostly. Now, I hope so far it is clear, right? Like, No, implicit wait. Implicit wait is you just need to understand this one, okay?
Yeah, yeah, I
Um,
got it. Yeah.
manage. See, I mean, I don't know if you understood this chaining or not. This chaining, this managed. We are chaining the methods like this, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
This is like little. I mean,
So
it has to
when
be
you
explained.
use, when you keep using, maybe you will get familiar with what to call.
No, no. Actually, this has to be. I mean, we have to. I have to explain just like these things. Like I've shown you the test methods, right? Likewise, I have to explain this one. Then you will understand it. Okay. This
Okay.
will take some time. We will explain you how they're doing this chaining and all.
Okay.
Okay. Basically, like this method going to return some class object, and using that object, we are calling that one. This method going to return some class object.
Hmm.
It's like they're going to return the object of the class. So I mean, when you get the object of the class, you can call the other methods, right? So that's how
Hmm.
it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. We will talk about it later. Method chaining.
Okay.
We call it as method chaining. We'll talk about that one.
All right.
Uh, but yeah, so far everything is clear, right? Like you got some idea of about little automation, right? Little automation.
Yes.
And let's say locators. You can search for locator strategies in Google, and you can just go through the different locator strategies in Selenium. Okay,
Yeah, yeah. Before next class, I'll do that.
because this is a important thing. Any tool you take, if you know XPath and CSS writing, right?
Mm-hmm.
It will be same in every automation tool. XPath and CSS will be same in every automation tool. So if you're good in writing XPath and CSS, then you can use I mean, you don't feel much difficulty when you go to other automation
Okay.
tools. Because locators, all the tools nowadays use XPath and CSS only, no other thing.
Okay.
Our Selenium supports these many locator strategies. Class name, I don't really suggest to use because class name won't be unique. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If you know CSS, you'll be understanding, but yeah, class names won't be unique. So we cannot depend on it. CSS selector, we can depend. ID, we can depend. Name, we can depend. Link text, we can depend. Partial link text, we can use. Tag name, we can use. XPath also, we can use.
Okay.
Okay. These are all the different locator strategies our Selenium supports. Okay.
Okay.
It's a very, very good site actually. If you can refer, official site, wherein they give you HTML and where they will give you very, very good code. Okay.
Okay.
These are the different locator strategies. I will explain you anyways. Uh, but yeah, you can also just have a quick grasp before the next class.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Coding we can learn. The main thing I want to see is now we have created projects right here.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
like the framework thing, how do you create your tests,
Yeah, this
test
is, I
scripts?
mean,
Where do you store? How to
slowly,
access? Yeah.
slowly you have to, um, slowly
Mainly
you have
using the tool, if you understand. No?
Yes. Slowly, you have to convert it to neat. Okay, right now we have written some rough code. You
Mm-hmm.
have to make it little good. I mean, you have to make it little nicer so that let's say if I want to use the name again, I cannot again write the same line because let's say in the future this username got changed. I cannot go and update in 100 places.
Yeah.
So you have to write it little good. Then it's called a framework. You'll be
Okay.
creating different packages for utilities. You'll be creating for utilities package for page objects. You'll be creating for page objects package. For tests, you'll be creating test package. Likewise, you have to organize your code in different layers, and then you have to separate your locators, code, and all. Okay, that's how it works. You have to use some testing tools. You have to create
So
some
here
tools.
you'll
Yeah.
maintain your scripts under this SRC test Java folder, right?
Yep, yep, yeah. You have to write all your
All your
code
test
in.
scripts will be under that folder.
Yes, yes, yeah. Your
Okay.
entire framework will be under the test show. You have to write entire framework. Like
Okay.
there'll be different folders. Okay, when you say framework, it involves little folder, some lots of folders. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
utilities, test cases, page objects, and reporting. We have a lot of folders. Okay, we can get a lot of folders, and so we can organize each code in each package. Okay,
Okay. All right.
okay, Sunita. I guess
Yeah.
that's
Thanks,
enough
Karthik.
for today. Yeah,
Yeah.
we will talk. We'll make it. Bye.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye.